Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Friends, Facts, and Fiction. As always, this podcast is made possible by our local convenience stores, the misappropriation of history, and you. And now to your hosts, Justin Hammonds, Brant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut.
What's up? What's happening, world? It's a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And we back. Episode 10, Season 6, More Shit in the Mix. Was that the?
I think so, yeah.
You got it. You got it. I mean, I just had to look it up, but yeah, you got it.
I'm Justin Hammonds. I'm looking at my boy Drew Shellnut.
What is up?
And my boy Grant Brown.
Hello.
Yeah, the OG3 is
I'm
back in the building.
amazed that we're still doing this.
Yeah. It's been, this summer's been this summer. And if you're an avid listener, you know that we're doing a slow drip of episodes this year. But, you know, we're catching traction. And today is going to be a few stories about reincarnation. I'm not going to get too like crazy theological with it, but there's some wild stories that I found to be fascinating about that subject. So before that, how are we feeling? How are we doing? How are we living now?
I guess I'll just start off with a little PSA. In that,
Is the sun working?
If people aren't aware of a concept called the wet bulb effect, it's very, very real. We're now living in it, unfortunately. But basically,
Okay, break it down.
temperature versus humidity has a large play on the overall heat index, right?
Yes.
But if you get to, I don't remember the exact numbers, but if decent little rule of thumb is it's about 95 degrees or higher and the humidity is above 60, 65 degrees, you're starting to enter that, right? There's a lot of communities in like India, for example, like lower caste system, whatever, they have never had air conditioning. They can never afford air conditioning. They're dying like in droves. Yeah. It is bad. Yeah. It is really, really bad. But
I had no idea, honestly.
Yeah, here in the southeast of America, it's also getting pretty bad.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't remember or just now tuning in, I have like a lawn care landscaping company. Kind of helped me get through COVID era and then realized, there's decent money in this shit. So I kept doing it. I overheated, being someone that's outside all the fucking time.
Yeah, kind of used to the heat.
Yeah, and then my business partner and our illustrious editor, Jules, she overheated today.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like we got back in the truck at one point and she was like, I think I pushed too hard. And I was like, cool, you just move to mowing. I'll be trimming and shit. And then we went to another yard. One of the mowers is not wise for us to run it because it's burning oil. None of this matters. But point being, she picks up a weed eater and starts going while I'm mowing. And I'm like, okay. And then I thought about trying to get her to switch off, but it doesn't matter. And then I miss her. She's sitting in the truck. I'm like, okay, cool. Stay there.
Yeah.
Let me knock out these yards on this street and we'll be done for today. You know, I'll just send out messages to the people we missed. But yeah, no, it's a real goddamn thing. Yeah. Which is contributing. One factor of it is contributing to. It's hard to get the brain stuff, the creative, thinky clickety clacks going. For me personally, there's been a few times where
with your brain swelling every day.
We're trying to, like literally. When I overheated, I was like, I've had a headache for 5 hours, and I was like, oh, my brain, physical brain, is swollen. It's pushing against my skull, causing the headache. You know,
for sure.
Thinking you can't stop yawning, and I was like, why am I so tired? Heat exhaustion. That's why we call it heat exhaustion.
Definitely, bro. It's just crazy.
Yeah, with us having to cancel us meeting up to record the podcast, I'm not gonna lie, there's been a few times since we've been trying to get back in the swing of things where I'm like, fuck yeah, I just got another week.
Facts, bro.
Because when Sunday rolls around, oh my God, I just want to lay on the couch.
Oh, bro. Trust me, dog. I have my one caveman day a week where I postmate and just watch documentaries. And I chill in a dark room. Yeah. For 12 hours. Straight up, bro. Airplane mode.
For real, to just wrap up my little PSA, like, If it says, heat advisory, pay attention to your fucking weather app. For real, like, if you don't need to be outside between the hours of, like, 2 to 5, don't.
Yeah.
Like,
It's brutal.
it is not cool.
It's the only thing that would make this heat bearable is a body of water. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a boat. The beach. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe one of those hydro suits. Maybe I can get one of them bitches.
Yeah.
definitely, bro. They call it the dog days of summer. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
We're old enough to use that phrase now, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Drew, what about you? I feel like you've got a lot to fill us in on.
Oh, yeah. I've tried to reach out and
Grab it.
grab it by the balls.
Jesus Christ.
No, but I was doing a lot of high school football recruiting.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh yeah, it's a work from home job. Ha ha ha, air conditioning. Yeah. What I wasn't made privy to is that it's straight commission base, and in 2 months I made $75 a month, and that's not sustainable for a homeless person. Seriously.
Facts.
So I've been having to DoorDash on top of that, and which has pretty much become strictly DoorDashing at this point.
Yeah.
Because I just can't. I can't. I am married. We have bills. I don't want to lose those things.
For sure.
So I'm DoorDashing my ass off right now. I literally, within the last 3 days, I was telling Jay earlier, other than selling my last piece of base equipment yesterday, $650 in 3 days just in DoorDash. That's not easy to do.
It's a lot of gas money in my buy.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do. Just to put that into perspective for you in gas mileage, for me to make $150, I need to spend about $40
Yeah.
in gas. I'm not driving a 4-cylinder anymore. I've got the V6 now.
It's a drinker, my boy.
So yeah, it's got a camshaft positioning sensor that's out on it, which controls gas
Oh,
and stuff
shit.
like that. So if I'm at like 1,200 RPMs, my car just goes until I get out of it. And Carolyn's like, "Oh my god, the car's gonna break!" And I'm like, "Nah, it's just a sensor. It'll be all right. But if we don't get this fixed soon, it's gonna break."
Yes.
So, but other than that, like, just been watching a lot of stand-up comedy stuff and maybe trying to write some stuff for myself.
Oh, yeah, bro.
To maybe do like a little 5-minute set or something like that. Just
A little tight 5.
just to see.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck yeah, man. Go to a little open mic.
I got
somewhere, bro.
got some pretty thick skin, so hecklers aren't going to be too much. Although I could probably go off pretty well on some hecklers.
I mean,
That you could.
you can make a
That
living
you
off
could.
crowd work these days.
I probably could.
A lot of
mean,
people
straight
do. I mean, honestly, a lot of comedians these days, just to try and get butts in seats, they only post crowd work stuff
Yeah.
on their social media, which means that you need to do crowd work stuff
Yeah.
Yeah, for
to
sure,
have
bro.
something for your social media. It's a fun little cycle.
Yeah.
No.
Nate Jackson is one of my favorites with his crowd work. He does like one crowd work special a month. It's like an hour set where he just literally just talks
Jesus.
to random people in the crowd for like an hour and some change.
I don't know. I
It's
guess
insane, bro. It's insane the mental acrobatics you have to do to just like on the spot.
Yeah, that's
be funny
tough.
as hell.
Right.
It's crazy.
Because I got no qualms talking to strangers.
I might be able to quip
But to
easier
be-
with crowds than,
Yeah.
than writing something, actually.
Yeah.
True.
Because, like, I can do a spit off the cuff, like, kind of response pretty quickly.
Yeah. How did that work out?
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm,
I say go for it. Like I said the other day when
Yeah.
you and I were on the phone, we can both do it.
Yeah.
So at least there's one person in the audience laughing.
right.
And we'll just pick a weekend. We'll drive to a town
Yeah.
next door.
Yeah.
You know, kind of a thing.
A town next door. Wow.
To where we find an open mic night. Nobody knows us. We
Yeah.
embarrass the shit out of ourselves.
Yeah.
And
then drive back home.
on the
Like,
drive
that was
home, we're
wild.
like, well, no, we don't have to talk about this to anybody. You know?
or
I'm
like,
going
damn.
to tell everybody. You know?
Well, the last, I mean, to what you're saying, like the last time that we drove out of town and then came back, we had a pretty good drive back off of the high that we had, but we were skydiving. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I need to do that again.
That
Yeah.
that
I've
white
been thinking
people
about
stuff
it.
y'all be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
some white people
That's
shit.
fun, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun.
Do some
Yeah.
white people
That's
shit.
fun for y'all.
Pretty
and I've always heard like, why would you want to jump out of a perfectly good plane? Well, let me let you know it's not a perfectly good plane. you kind of want to get the fuck out of it as soon as you can.
It's basically just an empty shell, right?
It's like
With a pilot
a
seat.
67 Cadillac
Taking off is actually worse than jumping out.
with a
in certain
cylinder.
way.
Yeah.
The first time around, I was like, man, this is insane that I'm doing this. And then I thought, right before I jumped out, I think this is better than me riding on this plane while this bitch lands.
Because the landing of the plane is going to be more dangerous than me trying to land with that parachute. That's wild. That's insane.
I would say more dangerous, just not definitely, more harrowing to me, you know.
I mean, it's like landing a plane on with the way the wheels were set up. It's like landing a plane on a trampoline. Like it's just gonna be like, like, oh, when are we gonna stop?
And I mean, the pilot doesn't give a shit. He
No.
does it 10 times a
Yeah.
day, and it's just him alone in the plane.
Yeah,
you
bro.
know what I mean? Like,
It's the type of
he's
cat-
fine.
He
But if I'm
he spins all the
on
wrenches.
if I'm on the fucking jump seat in the back, like the added like guilt and shame of being too chicken shit to actually jump out,
Yeah.
and then just bouncing around like a motherfucker in the back, just being like, oh my god, I hate everything.
I just spent $180 to bounce around in a plane.
That's wild. Yeah. So good luck with that, you guys. I'm proud of y'all for the courage.
Thank you.
You know.
On that note, I will say, as I'm getting older, I am finally at the point of saying no to things. Like,
Yeah, bro.
the comedy troupe I work with, it's like one of the cast members, her girlfriend's birthday's coming up, and she's putting together like a paintball day or whatever, and then pizza afterward. It was like pizza, darts, and it's at the Wedge, so it's like pizza, darts, and pool afterwards. And I was like, fuck the paintball. Absolutely yes to the pizza and pool. That is much more my speed. I'm not gonna.
Indoor with pizza, yes. Outside with paint guns, no.
I'm out in this bullshit 6 days a week, and you're gonna expect me to put on hiking boots and run while getting pelted with like little fucking bee stings? No, fuck that shit.
And safety
dude.
gear and everything. Yeah.
I don't have time for that shit anymore. No, thank you. You know.
Keep your hematomas. I'll eat the pizza.
Well, there is that too.
You know?
Still have that fucking hematoma, man.
Yeah. I'll have to
me
show you
crazy.
guys whenever we get off air. But I did. This is another little fun little boop boop in here. I've got carpeted stairs at my apartment, and I don't know if you guys realize, but carpeted stairs and socks don't go together very well.
Yeah, that's why I written my shit out.
And yeah, I totally went down about
Ate it hard.
5 or 6 steps just on my left hip. And it
Ba-da-ba.
is black and purple and orange and blue right now. And it's about the size of 2 softballs. And it's a hematoma too. So it's like just raised out.
Yeah.
And so when I sit down in the car, I have to like sit kind of just with my right ass cheek down and
Yeah.
drive. Which is super cool when your air conditioner doesn't work in your car.
That reminds me of the time I burnt my ass cheek, and I had to like drive on like the right side of my body, and had to use like both feet to kind of drive and shit, bro.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Like
It was-
go-kart
it was-
driving.
It was
Left foot brakes, right foot gas.
bro, it was like fire. It was fryer oil for the listeners that don't know the story. I bumped into a fryer at work, and it went this way and came back that way, and
It
then
splorched and then pa-chow.
yeah.
Physics.
The scream that came out of me, I didn't think was possible. But yeah, that was a fun like 2 weeks of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, you can't really.
I have to tell that story one day.
Where I caught myself, but you can't really see it now. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's
fun.
nice.
So we're all caught up.
We're all trying to
everybody's there.
hurt ourselves out here, and
Masochism is a real thing. Yeah, guys, I hope y'all are doing good out there. Hope everybody's staying cool through these heat advisories and all that shit, especially if you're in the Southeast. But yeah, thank y'all for listening. Give us that 5-star review. Tell your mama, uncle, cousins, and all thems. Follow, subscribe, all that. Oh yeah, fuck Instagram. My shit got hacked, by the way.
Oh yeah.
If you know me,
Yeah.
and I sent you a message about asking for money, it
Yeah.
was not me on Instagram. So yeah,
Real quick, you gotta. This is literally happened yesterday. Gotta love my brother, Lee. I love you. I really do. Just need that to be said first. He texted me saying, "I got a message for like I saw on Friends, Facts, and Fiction that Justin's Instagram got hacked," and then he immediately followed up with a screenshot of your Instagram DM to him, saying that you're trying to compete for some like
some really reality show or
TV
some
show
shit.
or
Yeah.
some bullshit.
Yeah.
And then immediately followed it with, "What do I do?" And I was like,
Nothing.
first of all, don't click on it.
Yeah, don't click the link.
Yes, he got hacked. Delete it if you can.
Delete it or report it.
I haven't followed up with him like with an actual phone call to confirm, but my head immediately went to him being like, I hear Justin's thing got hacked. He's also trying to compete in a reality show. How do I help? Don't. He got hacked.
Exactly.
Yeah, something similar happened to me. I got the message that like it was like, oh yeah, my shit's got hacked, and then like I got like a thing through Instagram before I switched my phone over, and it was like I made so much money in this like one like I think it was like a website. It was almost like a Bitcoin kind of like scheme thing.
I was like, Justin, he bought a car with Bitcoin.
Yeah, apparently I bought a G-Wagon a few months ago.
With Bitcoin.
Yeah. Anyway.
But yeah, and I was like, and I immediately sent Justin a message and was just like, this is not real, right? He's
not
like,
real at all.
no. And I was like, okay, good, because I was totally going to bite it because it was you.
Yeah. That's why they hack, people that are active a lot and have like a lot of friends they react with. And yeah, bro, they got me because my cousin got hacked. And I just clicked the link, and right when I clicked the link, I was like, "Fuck, this is not real." And I went back into Instagram, and then like a week later, my shit was,
Yeah.
I got it back like 12 times, and on the 13th try to get my shit back, Instagram was like, "Yeah, bro, we're just gonna suspend your use for a minute." I'm like, bro, it's my account though. You know what I mean? What the fuck is going on? But anyway, just heads up for listeners that know me or follow me on Instagram. But follow Friends, Facts, and Fiction on Instagram.
Totally different email. I promise that one's safe.
Everything's cool.
That one's safe.
But yeah, like I said at the tip of this episode, reincarnation. Let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get these hot facts. Or fiction.
I used to be a fish.
I'm supposed to be a fish next go around.
Okay.
That's why
Well,
we're
I was
buddies.
told I was going to be a beetle next time around, so fuck me.
Which one?
A dung beetle.
Oh.
The dung
I
beetle.
was hoping for like, Paul or Ringo.
No, not the good beetles. If anything, I would have been
Yes.
fucking. Yeah, I would have probably
right.
been.
Getting older, baby.
These two
Probably,
There's two fucking comedians over here.
probably would have been fucking Ringo. My luck.
I'd love to be Ringo. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Went and saw the Ringo's All-Star Band, and he had another drummer set up right beside him, and he would like start playing and then stop.
Just get up.
Like, it's like, yeah, you're way better than me.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
He knows.
He's a hell of a timekeeper, and he started a whole genre. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like, pass the reins along.
He thinks
a lot of better drummers
too
out
much
there.
about octopuses and gardens, so I don't know.
All righty then. Let's lock in.
Yeah, but we're talking about.
Get comfortable. Y'all get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Take a sip of wine or, stay focused on the road. Whatever you're doing. Enjoying the gym. Bubble bath.
Only have one wine if you're on the road. Let's be safe out there.
One wine bottle, that is.
All right. Anyway, reincarnation. That's a very touchy subject. Wherever it comes from, religious beliefs, cultural differences, or spiritual awakenings. There's much to be said from both sides of who believe and the non-believers. For those not aware, reincarnation is the belief that the soul or the spirit, after biological death, can begin a new life in a new body that could be human, animal, or completely spiritual, depending on previous life actions, i.e. heaven, hell, But today, I'm going to look into 3 cases where humans that once lived seem to have come back via another human years later. Yes, there are some wild stories out there, for sure. I mean, plenty. I have, a fuck ton. But these are from a select few that are quite remarkable and seem to be a true phenomenon rather than all the shit I had to scrape through to even put this episode together. So, Dr. Jim Tucker from the University of Virginia studies claim of reincarnation assembled a team dedicated to finding the science behind reincarnation. Tucker and his predecessor, Dr. Ian Stevenson, have investigated more than 2,500 claims of reincarnation. With serious vetting and dedication, they have been able to verify around 70% of the cases they have researched. So,
Not gonna lie, that's really fun.
pretty well.
You know?
Also,
And I would have no qualms being part of that research team. You know what I mean?
it's like, bro.
Which would be good to have a skeptic on the board, if you will.
Yeah.
It's somebody's like, all right, we know this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
This is bullshit, right?
I mean, pay me. I'll absolutely go do interviews.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is trash, right?
and like I said, most of them were like ass. That's why it took me so long to do this. But
Yeah.
one of the most intriguing ones is the case of Ryan Hammond.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a cousin of sorts, I believe, to my family name.
Say of sorts.
Yeah.
Ain't no S on there, so I'm a little worried. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you know, the Hammond and Hammond and Hammonds are all the same from my research. Anyway, around the age of 4 in 2009, Ryan started complaining about being homesick to his mother, claiming he missed the days when he lived in Hollywood. Being from Oklahoma, his mother was instantly confused and bewildered by these statements. Ryan continued to complain about the living conditions of his family home, claiming he could always afford anything he wanted and reminiscing on the fast cars he once had, even boasting about how he missed going to Paris and dancing on Broadway. It's a 9-year-old kid, bro.
Yeah.
All right?
So he's a savant.
Right? Yeah. So he continued to obsess over Hollywood, like real Hollywood, not just the idea, claiming that he had a nice house he missed dearly on a street with the word rock in it, and claimed he missed the movie industry and being a part of it. So his mom took him to a library to look at some books about Hollywood, hoping this would like get the obsession out of his fucking brain. But
Like dinosaurs, basically, yeah.
but she was in for a surprise. As he went through the books, essentially looking for evidence, he stopped on a picture from the set of a 1932 movie called Night After Night, and pointed to a man in the picture and said, "That was my friend George." And then pointed to the other man and said, "That's me." Being a Southern Baptist, his mother really didn't believe in these claims at first, but seeing the sincerity in her son, she reached out to the Dr. Jim Tucker. So Jim had to do some digging to find out who this kid was claiming to be. Because the man he pointed to wasn't even in the credits for the movie Night After Night, he was just an extra, making Ryan's story even more hard to believe, because if he was just a background actor, how could he afford the lifestyle that Ryan was claiming that he had with all the glitz and the glam?
Now, this Tucker guy, was he a psychologist?
Yes, he started off psychology and got into the research of, or the study of, like, spiritual reincarnation. I think he studied at, like, Harvard, I think, too. It was like a prominent school that he graduated from and shit.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently the guy Ryan claimed to be was a man named Marty Martin, a failed actor who became a very successful agent who in fact did drive fast cars and lived the high life in Hollywood. He also lived in a big house on a street called Roxbury.
Uh-oh.
Roxbury Drive. And Marty did dance on Broadway in 1925. He starred in Gay Paris, originally named Morris Kalinsky. He changed his name to Marty Kalinsky, apparently to sound less Jewish. And
Kind of missed the mark there on that.
Yeah.
And then eventually
Changed the last name.
Yeah, right. And eventually he became Marty Martin. And
There
it's
we
like,
go.
Bruh, what?
That's a good white bread name.
Yeah, Marty Martin, bro. Sounds like a made-up fucking character. Which it is.
The first one, you're either a Polak or straight on Jew.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Straight up. So the other man in the photo was indeed George Raft, a relatively successful actor in the 1930s and not really a major star. How in the hell would a kid born in the mid-2000s know about fucking George Raft? Either way, the story continues. They find Marty Martin's daughter, and Ryan got to meet and talk with her, describing over 50 details about Marty's life. This fucking 9-year-old, bro.
Weird.
This is fucking insane, dog.
That is
This is
weird.
fucking insane, bro. So, recognizing his wife in one photo and knowing that Marty was married 4 times, also knowing family details like how many siblings Martin had and how many children Marty had, Ryan also made a comment on how he died at an early age of 61, but the records show Marty died at the age of 59. Now, at this point, Dr. Tucker was confused on how Ryan got so many details right and didn't say the right age. But come to find out, Marty lied about his age and was indeed 61 when he passed away.
Fuck off.
That's fucking crazy.
Fuck off.
Bruh.
That's fucking crazy.
It's wild. Now, lying about age was very common back in those days, you know, to fucking keep working, just so you wouldn't miss an opportunity for a role. Ryan continued to have these flashbacks and memories until he was about 11 years old, and things started to fade. Ryan believes that people are reincarnated to learn lessons they didn't learn in the previous life. And in this case, he believes that Marty had to learn how to not be greedy and put his family first.
Oh, damn.
Shit is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Shit's a 9-year-old kid, dog.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts, dog.
Did you follow up like on that kid's life, or is it just kind of like faded at 11 and then he just kind of became a normal
at
Oklahoman?
the wrap up of this, I'll go through it. But yeah, basically, once you get to a certain age, when these reincarnation claims, it kind of just fades away, like around teenage years. It's fucking nuts, bro.
Hormones.
I was about to say.
That's what it is.
It's like, you know, poltergeists come around when, you know, girls have their first. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's true.
You feel me?
Yeah.
No.
And this, my friends, is why you don't masturbate as a teenager.
Public service announcement from Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
You shoot your old memories away.
Do you remember your past life? Just keep your hands off.
Yeah. If you want to keep living.
Don't choke the bishop.
Wow. Well, staying in the hills of Hollywood, similar to Ryan, a child named Lee claimed he was a Hollywood writer from the same era. Lee had night terrors as a toddler and had a major fear of being crushed to death, which is kind of strange for like a 2-year-old. Later, Lee had a middle name he would pronounce incorrectly all the time. His middle name was Cole, but he insisted that his middle name was Coe. And whenever his mom corrected him, he refused to believe it wasn't Coe. This is like years after, when he was like fucking 8. He claimed he got the middle name from his mother's name, and his mother told him, "No, I'm your mother, and my name is Jennifer." And then Lee replies, "Oh, that's my daughter's name." Imagine as a parent being told by your fucking kid that you're indeed their child. Crazy. Lee was born on June 20th, but he claimed his actual birthday was the 26th, refusing to celebrate his own party, continuously pointing at the calendar to the 26th of June. Lee continued to have his fascination with tractors, which is not that strange for a child to be obsessed with fucking tractors.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he also was terribly obsessed with Hollywood, just like Ryan. He proclaimed he was a writer in the 1930s, and honestly, a child claiming to be a writer in the fucking 30s is strange. I mean, I know writers today. Do you know any writers today?
Right.
Yeah. Like, anybody wants to claim to be a writer? You know what I mean? Anyway, going on with their child's claims, they asked what he had written in the past, tossing out all the movies they could think of. Parents finally landed on Gone with the Wind, and Lee shouted, "Yes, that's my movie."
What?
Turns out, Gone with the Wind was written by a man named Sidney Coe Howard. And Lee exclaimed, "Yeah, that's me. I died at 48 years old." And indeed, Sidney died at 48. Cause of death was being crushed by a tractor at his home in Massachusetts.
Oh my God.
So fun.
What?
So Sidney Coe Howard was born on June 26th, not June 20th. And Coe was his mother's maiden name, and he had a daughter named Jennifer. Yeah. Dr. Jim Tucker believed these two kids were actually telling the truth, saying that the strongest claims of reincarnation come from between 2 and 6 years old and began to fade in adolescence or when they are truly believed. So basically, if the parents believe it, they just like their brain lets it go, or their soul is released, or some shit. But also, once you get to adolescence, it kind of just fades away anyway. It's like the kid about the Titanic that I talked about briefly on the last episode. Basically, saying that if a parent or guardian believes the child, it gives a sense of acknowledgement that releases the memories or flashbacks into the ether. It's true, most claims do come from children, but there are some claims from full-grown adults. And this is one of the ones, it's like, I had to give like two that were like, okay, that's
pretty crazy.
That's fucking wild. You know what I'm saying? This one's a little more like, all right, buddy. Okay, let's get off the drugs. Now, it's true, most claims come from children, but there's some from adults. In 91, at the age of 43 years old, Jeffrey Keene and his wife were in Pennsylvania doing some antiquing. And on the way home, Jeff had the interest to stop by an historic Civil War battlefield called Antietam National Battlefield. He asked his wife to stop down by the battlefield so he could go check it out. And his wife agreed, but opted to stay in the car. While Jeff was walking around the battlefield, he began to become overwhelmed with emotion, which, around 1,500 people died on the battlefield. So there's got to be some heavy weight out there.
I mean, honestly, you can kind of feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Being where we're from, we've seen a fair amount of Civil War battlefields.
Good Lord.
Fields.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Drive past them almost every fucking day.
Oh, that's true, too.
But he began to feel he might get it clutching his chest and experiencing what he thought was a heart attack. He makes it back to the vehicle where his wife was, distraught and discombobulated. He told his wife he was fine. Insert not feeling emotions generation. You feel me?
Yeah.
Avoid emotions. Being so shook about the experience, he decided to go to a psychic and began to explain the spiritual experience to her. The psychic came to the conclusion that he had lived another life to feel. I can't even get through it. The psychic came to the conclusion that he had to have lived another life to feel that deep of a connection to the soldiers on the battlefield. She then concluded that Jeff, in the past life, was full of holes, but somehow survived to fight again. After this, Jeff pulled out this magazine he picked up at the battlefield called Civil War Quarterly.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Which is fucking insane. And shit, it's wild. And he found
Need to renew my subscription, sorry.
Yeah, bro. All about it, dog. Stars and bars. He found a story about a general named John Gordon, the colonel of the 6th Regiment of Alabama under General Robert E. Lee.
Gross.
Jeff then, fucking Robert E. Lee. I never forget, in my elementary, high school days, they would celebrate Robert E. Lee Day on MLK Day. You remember that shit?
Yeah,
anyway,
I do.
Alabama. Jeff then claimed the exact spot he visited was where General Gordon's regiment fought during the battle. And that was pretty overzealous, if I'm being honest. You claim to stand in the exact spot where some random dude died in the Civil War.
Yeah.
Anyway, he remembered the battle cry, "Not yet," which is a tad defeatist, but to each their own. But at the same time, the General Jeff was claiming to be he didn't die on the battlefield. He was shot 5 times, including in the head, and he survived and continued fighting in the war.
Damn.
Yeah. So this dude, John Gordon, was actually
God,
badass.
yeah.
That's fucking crazy. But Jeff also claimed he looked like General Gordon, but, that's, you can.
Sorry, I'm having a hard time. Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, bro. John Gordon, Jeff, thinking he's John Gordon.
Yeah.
And then there's a dude,
Name is
Jeff Gordon.
Yeah. This is fun.
I'm John Gordon, driver of the Civil War race car.
Well, I personally don't know if I believe any of that last story. And it's not because he was probably a racist. It's because it was obviously led along the whole time by the fucking psychic.
I mean, shit, his racism got him shot 5 times and he's still going.
That's true. Makes
I
you
mean,
strong.
shit, man.
Bro, being shot 5 times and in the head, and then continuing to just like wrap that shit up and just get back out there.
He was like,
is wild. Bro.
he was like, what is it? Like, white boy 50 Cent back in the day.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he was reincarnated as 50 Cent just for his racism.
I mean, if there is any intelligence, if you will, to that, say there's a board, up in the clouds, a board of trustees, if you will. And they're like, a Civil War general gets killed.
Yeah.
He goes to hell. He's not learning his lesson. 100%. You're going to put him in a black baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And make him get shot 9 times in the face.
Make him get shot 9 times in the face, of course. I mean, come on.
Oh, and then become one of the richest moguls in
Yeah,
hip hop.
yeah,
but
right.
I mean,
Well,
that's after the reincarnation fades.
Vitamin
Reincarnation
water.
fades, though.
well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Vitamin water.
Shit's wild, man.
Real quick, there's something I was listening to earlier today. Just the idea of psychics, like,
No.
believe what you want. It's if it's a fun afternoon for you to have, great. Just don't take it too close to heart. Because I'm out there. There's something that just keeps getting like automatically pulled up on my podcasts I listen to while I'm working. It's just a group of kids that are reading Reddit stories and some like it's entertaining enough to not pull my phone out of my pocket and change it.
Yeah.
But there was one. It was like, am I the asshole for divorcing my wife because her psychic convinced her that I was cheating on her?
Wow. No, sir, you're not.
No. And literally,
Yeah.
she
That's
yeah,
wild,
was
bro.
seeing a psychic. Psychic told her that he's cheating on her, and he was like, "Okay, if you believe that, we have some real problems here. Also, I work so much. There's no time for me to even have a chance to do that shit." Her family, like they got this huge fight. She moved, like went and stayed with her family temporarily. Her family ended up hiring a PI for 6
follow
months.
his ass?
Didn't find a shred of evidence. That was the only time that she was actually finally convinced that he wasn't cheating on her.
That's crazy.
And he was like, this makes it worse. We are going through with this. And
Yeah.
apparently the dad even was like, I will put a down payment on a house for you guys if y'all stay together, which of course is a huge red flag. Anyway,
Yeah.
just take what a psychic says with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't even remember this until you just brought this up. So I was dating a girl, and we'll say her name is Shmesica.
Okay.
And we got really stoned one night.
I don't know what name that could be.
I don't know what it could be.
Anyway.
But there was a guy living at my house that had a tarot card deck. And he was like, would you guys like your couple's tarot card reading? And I was like, I don't believe in all that shit. And he was just like, I don't know. I mean, she was like, I don't know. Let's give it a try. And it was very similar to that. But it was just like he like laid out the cards and he like looked at me and he was just like, and I was like,
Do you have something to say?
what are you mean mugging me for, bro? I'm letting you live here for fucking free, ass. And like, he goes, Drew, come here. I know you. I don't know her. And pulled me aside and was like, you guys are not going to last. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I mean, I probably could have told you that myself.
Looking at the brass tacks here, yeah, probably not, Chief.
No. And he's just like, the cards read that you were going to be unfaithful like 3 or 4 times. And she was finally going to, get privy to that information. Bitch cheated on me fucking 4 times and then we broke up.
Oh, well, he was right there. He just got it mixed up.
The card was upside down, so the right side up.
Wait, were you sitting on the left or the right? 'Cause apparently that's important.
Yeah,
I'm the chick.
There is some mystical merit to it, but Again,
it's a fun way to spend an hour if you want to.
And also, you're not supposed to, like, if you, what I was told by this guy, like, he's like, these are my deck of tarot cards. Like, no one else can read any of these tarot card readings if they pick up my deck.
Right.
Because it's my soul that's in these, like, whatever. And it's just like, yeah, I just found a crack pipe outside and it was yours. So we're gonna go with your own fucking crack, bro.
Some people,
what
some
is it?
people
A
just
crack
tuned in,
for
bro.
500?
You know? Some people were just tuned in, dog. You know what I mean?
You know, I mean, and you know, they say illicit substances do open the mind up,
Yeah,
but
exactly, bro.
they completely shut it the fuck down on certain things.
Yeah. Can't wait for these emails. But this reincarnation shit is actually wild, bro.
Yeah.
And all in all, I don't know how I truly feel about it, the concept of reincarnation. Although I kind of believe in it, I'm also skeptical about the people claiming to be someone else entirely. But I also joke here and there about having, you know, a spirit animal, which is a very serious belief in some cultures. And I'm not knocking any beliefs. Part of me is spiritual in a way, but there is a big part of me that needs actual proof of these phenomena. And trust me, there are so many cases that it took me a minute to narrow it down to these three that really, truly intrigued me. Well, two that really intrigued me. And I just had to throw in like a bullshit one just so y'all can see the merit of like how random and just dumb it is sometimes. And then the two that just struck me, like to know details about someone to that degree. And like,
As a child,
yeah, man. I mean, they're like craving cigarettes and shit, bro. It's like, that's insane, bro. Like, there's something to that for sure.
Right.
And in the end, I want to know what y'all think.
I mean, I kind of like the fact that you sort of ending this off on the concept of a spiritual animal, right, or a spirit animal, whatever,
Yeah.
which is a very prevalent thing throughout human history. There's so many different cultures all around, which, of course, is, to me, simply explained in the sense that before we were locked inside of our air-conditioned homes with, you know, a screen in our pocket, a screen on the wall, a screen in the room on the desk, you know, a fucking screen on your lap, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just so many different things that can distract you from it. But back in the day, you're just around nature. You're around all that shit. In which, you know, as the kids like to say, go touch grass. It is important to keep doing that.
Yeah,
by
go,
the way.
go
But-
ground. Go ground.
But, you know, and I mean, for me personally, I've always been very intrigued by birds, primarily birds of prey. It's just something that's just, since I was little, was like, God damn, that's cool, you know?
Yeah.
First time you see a fucking red-tailed hawk go and snag up a field mice or
Yeah,
something.
bro.
A field mouse
Watching
or
a
something,
falcon
shit like
dive is wild, bro.
well, yeah, I mean, I've got
It's fucking insane.
I've got a peregrine falcon tattooed on my leg.
Yeah,
for
facts.
a reason. Like,
Right.
those things
Facts.
are bad fucking ass.
Fucking
you
sick,
know?
bro. Yeah.
Does that mean I was a falcon in my past life? I sure fucking hope so.
Or the next life.
Or maybe the next
I
life.
don't
Maybe
know.
that's what I'm building up to.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's all
know.
transcendence. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And you know, and maybe that could kind of explain it because, like, say you, a past life you were a human, you'd have really strong memory attachments to it. But in your past life you were a different animal, that would be instinctual. That'd be just a natural,
Yeah, your
guttural
primal
draw
yeah.
to something,
Yeah,
possibly.
for sure.
You know, but it just, like you just said too, I'm gonna have a hard time till we can fucking prove it.
Yeah, it's like
You know?
it's believable as fuck. The first two, at least. But like at the same time, it's like, how do you? Where is the actual? You know what I mean? Where is the spiritual?
where is the
gauge?
tangibility on the whole situation? Yeah.
Exactly.
And, you know, if we look at science in the past, like, the whole point of science is that it adjusts its views based on new evidence and research and everything like that.
Of course.
Long time.
Found the truth.
Yeah, we laughed at the idea of us being traveling around the sun as opposed to the sun traveling around us, you know. There are people on this planet currently that think it's flat, so
I'm related to one.
you've got, you know.
I actually had a conversation with him 2 or 3 days ago about
Sure.
how the Earth is flat and the sun and the moon are the same size.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
To go back to the, you know, back when we were like attached to nature more as a human race. I was reading this thing the other day. It was like people were discovering that like we used to be able to like smell different animals and know what the animals were off scent. I don't know a person right now alive that if they can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like we were so detached from nature.
Yeah.
That's just like a whole.
But I know my cats do, though.
for
no,
sure.
no shit.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
Straight up. If I walk into a room, sorry, Carolyn, my animals that are in my apartment will be like, "Hey, what up, cuz?" Mm-hmm. And if she walks in, they're like, "What up? You know, we'll snuggle with Dad. Where Dad at?" You know, like. But like, it's like they don't see me.
Yeah.
But they can like. There's different like, especially with the cat that I rescued recently. That's down in the cave that still hasn't been introduced to the other ones, who almost killed me. But
yeah, she was wild.
Yeah. It's super weird because there's that, like you were saying, like that animalistic approach to it that we've lost because all of our senses have been desensitized by every fucking thing around us.
I mean, just the food alone these days. Let alone everything else.
Industrialization of the world, like everything. You know,
the pollution in the air, bro.
I can walk outside and go, smells like burnt rubber out here, or smells like sulfur from the lake, but I don't smell the cat over there.
Yeah,
you know, that's 2 feet away from me.
It's like it's a defense mechanism that we used to have. Like, oh shit, I smell danger. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know, back when we were like very nomadic people. But yeah, and beliefs from then are still present now through the reincarnation, spirituality, and all that shit. But it's a very interesting thing, and I wanted to dive deeper into like it all, but like. I feel like this is enough just to like give you a little brain tickle and let you know that the shit is real. I think.
Also on
in some cases.
Also on another level, like beef is delicious.
The fuck?
Okay.
So stop holding the cows to such high regard.
Oh, I see.
And also that may be why I'm a dung beetle in the next life because I just push shit around until it gets somewhere.
Yeah, dung beetle, man. Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I have a huge obsession with big cats.
Oh, I thought you were about to say dung beetles. No. Damn it,
tigers to be for a fact. But
yeah,
who knows, man?
Mine's more of a wolf thing. To be honest with you, like the stereotypical old redneck dude with like a wolf on his shirt with like a background. Like I've got like
with the moon in the back.
I've got like 3 of those shirts that I won't wear in public that I only wear at nighttime where I'm just like, ow, lay down in bed.
So you're transform. What's the
Animorphs? Yeah.
Hey, that's
I always liked like how like in the middle of it looked more like what the fuck
a weird
is that?
blob of a creature. Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, yeah, that's reincarnation, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it at least gave you something to think about because it's definitely had me thinking for the past like month about a lot of things. Yeah. That's all I have in closing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got. How we feeling?
Cool.
I don't know. I feel a little disheartened.
He's doing the beard rubbing thing like he's about to say some profound shit. He's just rubbing his mustache. I guess we're good. All right.
This is an awkward feel.
All righty then.
No. Damn it, dung beetles have mustache too. Son of a bitch.
Thank y'all for listening, man. Give us that 5-star review, like, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. Stay cool in the summer heat. Can't wait for the fall. #Roll Tide. This is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction, and we out.
I don't get a sign off.
No sign off.
Oh, damn, we didn't sign off. Damn, we didn't sign off. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about it too.
Let's run that back. That's what y'all were thinking about. Your fucking sign-offs.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, where I was like,
straight up.
100%.
We weren't just being extremely awkward.
Just rubbing face hair and looking in the ceiling like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, some Poindexter.
Anyway, I'm Justin Hammonds, and I'm saying love, live life, because it's worth living, y'all.
I'm Drew Shelnut. I'm saying, as you know, comical as this sounds or whatever, but take everything for a fucking grain of salt. Don't trust a motherfucker out there unless they are part of your fucking family. And I don't mean your biological family. I mean your trusted, straight in your heart family. Your chosen family is going to be there for you way more than anybody else will. Hence, these guys around me. But take everything for a grain of salt and fucking make a difference with the words that you put out there. Don't just say shit to just be saying shit. And Roll Tide.
Facts.
All right. I'm Grant. Let's see. To everybody out there, if you let certain aspects of what we believe, like reincarnation, certain points of spirituality, astrology, or tarot card readers, or whatever, you let that affect your life negatively. Never liked you. But if you do take that moment to appreciate the small things in life, maybe you've had an experience that you think, oh shit, maybe I do have a soul. Or you listen to the stories that Justin gave us today and think like, well, there could be something to that.
Yeah. I believe in my heart there is.
Yeah. To those people, I always loved you.
Yeah, facts. Well, yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening again. I'm gonna run this back.
Hard cut.
Tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell your friends. Friends, Facts, and Fiction is back again. Anyway, this is a podcast called Friends, Facts, and Fiction. And we out.
Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next installment. Find us on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on all things Friends, Facts, and Fiction. Our Instagram handle is friends_facts_fiction. As always, please reach out to us. You can send any of your questions, praise, and fact-checking to friends_facts_fiction@gmail.com. It's important to us to only propagate the truth, and we'll correct any errors we may have made. Your hosts and researchers are Justin Hammonds, Grant Bramlett, and Drew Shellnut. Our episodes are produced by Grant Bramlett. Additional producership provided by Grace Higgs. Our recording engineer is Grant Bramlett. Lighting design is provided by Justin Hammonds. This has been a production of Friends, Facts, and Fiction.
There's a glitch in the Matrix out there, guys. Got to be ready for it.